Welcome back to Big Movie Mouth Off. Now we're going to talk about a film that was at Sundance.
Yep.
It's now on Netflix.
Yeah.
But you can watch it there anytime. It's called A Futile and Stupid Gesture. Here's the trailer.
Could you just introduce yourself?
My name's Doug Kenny. I started the National Lampoon.
What if you say, I was the man who changed comedy forever, but I couldn't change myself?
Really?
If we're running our own magazine, we can do anything we want. We can publish knock-knock jokes.
Knock, knock. Who's that? Me.
Me who?
Me not doing the magazine.
That can go in issue 1.
It's a total failure. We're selling less than half our print run.
You're not gonna hurt him, right?
No.
What are you doing?
Don't worry, I don't think there's any bullets in there.
Catches!
The Mormons are protesting. The feminists hate us. What do we do to the Catholics? Liza Minnelli?
We are being sued by Disney.
I'm the woman you're hitting on.
Doug Kenny, Chagrin Falls, Ohio.
Live from New York, it's Saturday night.
We're barely able to put out a magazine.
Then let's barely be able to do something else.
The first National Lampoon movie.
Laser Orgy Girls.
Doug Kenny, Chagrin Falls, Ohio.
One of the writers of Animal House.
Food fight! You call this success?
Mostly an excuse to party.
You've ruined this company.
I can't come back a failure.
I do care about you, Doug.
You need to see someone.
Inside that bungalow, some of the creators of Animal House are working on their next movie, Caddyshack.
These actors don't look exactly like the real people. But come on, do you think I look like Will Forte when I was 27? You think Will Forte is 27?
Let's do this. This is for the magazine, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the dramatization version of the creation of the National Lampoon magazine, some of the films and stuff like that.
Also kind of a biopic about Doug Kenny, though.
Doug Kenny
Yeah.
and Henry Beard,
yeah.
Played by Will Forte
Yep.
and, well, who we said?
Donald Gleason.
Donald Gleason's
He's
back.
back.
Can't even
Yep.
tell it's really him.
No.
It's kind of like Sam Neill.
Yeah.
So,
One of the reasons you can't tell it's him is because of the hair. We'll come back to that.
yeah,
We'll
sure.
come back to that.
But I will say this, just so you know, there is a documentary version of this movie called
Yeah.
Drunk, Stoned, Brilliant, Dead. It also premiered at Sundance.
And which also describes the plot
Yeah.
of the dramatic movie perfectly.
It's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And so we'll get to that part too. But so the story is that they were in college together, Henry and Doug.
They worked
and
on the Harvard Lampoon together.
That's right.
Yeah.
And they kind of were like, let's expand this. Let's get
Right.
crazy. Like
Let's
that.
take
And
it national.
Even though his parents were like, "What are you doing?" Like,
Yeah.
like I'm not paying for your college anymore. Like
Right.
this is nuts. And I think, as we all know, if you know anything about some comedic talents that were back in those days, it exploded really, really
Huge.
big.
It was a launching point for some of the most important comedians
Sure.
of our lifetime.
Writer-wise, even on screen,
Absolutely.
But we're also talking about a magazine that wasn't really doing anything that other magazines were doing,
Right.
just attacking everyone and didn't care, and they were getting sued by everybody,
Yep.
and they were just like whatever.
Yep.
I swear, the more people they got sued by, the bigger they got. Like,
The prouder they were, too.
it's kind of like Howard Stern, like radio-wise.
Sure.
Like, the more people they offended, the audience just got bigger.
These guys made things like Howard Stern possible.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, they broke ground.
Sure, it was nuts. And then from the magazine, they were like, well, let's do something else. And they
Yeah.
started making the movies.
Right.
And the first one they did was Animal House,
yeah.
which is one of the greatest comedies ever.
Well, it was the highest earning comedy movie ever until
Yeah.
Ghostbusters beat it.
Yep, Ghostbusters
Yeah.
beat it, which
Yeah.
still has some of these people.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, jumping into that, we'll get into it. It's an interesting story because you have a narrator who's Doug Kenny, then you have Will Forte, Doug Kenny,
Yeah.
and then you've got this whole story going on. And it's engaging, but I am going to say that I'm going to revert back to the documentary. I found it more interesting.
Yeah.
And it's not that there's it's bad acting or like that, but it's these stories just because they're so personal and so and not super long ago.
Yeah.
That it was just great to hear it from their own voice.
Well, you and I were talking about this before. This kind of movie, this sort of biopic / faux doc
Yeah.
style of movie, I think was kind of, I don't want to say ruined, but it was changed forever by Wolf of Wall Street. Everybody's trying to do that now. It's
the fourth wall.
So there's this sort of smug, ironic fourth wall breaking that you can get away with in a doc, and you can get away with in a dramatic movie as well, but you can't do it the same way they did it.
Even like I, Tonya did it recently.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It feels very much like that. A lot of sly winks, looks at the camera, funny cutaways.
Well, I think that's anything in Hollywood. When you see something like Wolf of Wall Street do it so well, they're like, we could do that too.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
like,
Big Short did it later.
Sure.
It's happening all the time now.
Yeah. But I would say, I mean, what I love about it is that, Will Forte looks nothing like Doug Kinney. And they even acknowledge this fact. And like even the people who play these iconic, comedians like Joel McHale.
Joel McHale playing Chevy Chase is so weird. Because you look at him and he's Joel McHale.
He's got some of the mannerisms down, though.
He definitely does.
And I can't think of the actor who played Bill Murray. He's fantastic.
He's great.
But like, it was kind of fun seeing, the behind the scenes of Caddyshack.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, there's nothing new in this.
No.
But it's very well executed.
Yeah.
And it's well acted, and the pacing is good. I have to say though, I think their wig budget was $15.
I think they went to a garage sale.
It is the most terrible display of wig work I've ever seen.
But knowing the people that are involved with it, don't you think they did it on purpose?
Probably so.
I think so.
Probably so. But it's like that scene from Horrible Bosses 2 where they're planning the heist.
Yeah.
And when they finally get there, the guy's supposed to look like the other guy,
Yeah.
but the wig is so messed up that he looks like Mark Twain. It's just like that.
There's some great camera work there. There's a favorite shot I've seen to watch like 7 times where they walk out of, I think it was like a club, and they walk out and they're all of a sudden in the set in Hollywood.
Yeah.
They had moved to LA like
Yeah.
that, and I was like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was.
I liked it. Again, it's not the best of recreations. I'm at probably 3 stars.
I have to ask you before I say mine.
Yeah.
Did you know anything about Doug Kinney? Like how is like the scope of his life before you saw this?
From the documentary I did.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I didn't know anything, so I was a little bit surprised.
I mean, his trip to Hawaii.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, most of you probably know, but I didn't.
Yeah.
But, I think 3 stars is a little generous, but I'm going to go with you because I think that the performances are good enough to warrant that.
There you go.
3 stars.
3 stars, 3 stars for a a futile and stupid gesture. That'll do it for this episode of Big Movie Mouth Off. Next week, we'll see if Kat shows up for the 50 Shades of Freed.
Please, Kat.
See you then.